Lee here. So today we're going to be redoing Penny Pizzazz's apartment, which I don't think is bad, but when the City Living was released, there was no way to actually be famous online. I guess there's a social media career, but I thought now that we have Get Famous, and we've had it for a while, we could redo her apartment to make her an actual online A-lister, like it says. And I literally like the bachelor pad style that her apartment that she already had, where her bedroom was not separate from everything else. So I decided to keep that. The only thing I boxed off was a little bit of the kitchen to put a half wall down, and the bathroom, since the bathroom should always be separate. And we're just going to do a really cute, really simple build. Now, I don't keep this color on the walls. I find it's very offensively pink. I don't know why I kept it to begin with. It's not great looking. I don't really it was a bad choice. It was a very bad choice. So now we're just doing the kitchen, which is probably the most expensive part of the build. I wanted to give her sort of a fun style of apartment that's also simple. I don't end up keeping that blue though. I found that it clashed way too much with the pink. And I know they're complementary colors, but I didn't want the entire focus of the kitchen to be on how blue these counters are. I believe these are parenthood counters. Yes, they are. I tend to use those ones the most. Gave her some simple appliances to use. I used that cute little retro stove though because I thought that was a nice fun touch. That's one that I did keep blue because I wanted that one to be more standing out than, say, the cabinets or the countertops. I wanted to decorate the countertops and have that be what made things look good rather than having the blue define the entire kitchen. I also wanted it to look more modern, and I found that the blue was not a very modern look. It was fun, but not overly modern. You can see I'm putting the bricks in here, and I ended up doing bricks for that bottom little half wall because I think it looks better that way. And here I am painting it pink, but more of a peach color, to get rid of that really offending bright purple, pink, whatever it was that I had picked before, and we're changing the colors back to white. That way I can add things to draw attention to the kitchen aside from the blue of the counters. Say, that oven really stands out really nicely now. I used a lot of items from the Get Famous pack. You'll see here I'm using the Get Famous stools. I really like the sort of modern but fun look to those. They are more expensive though. I gave her an espresso machine because I figured if I can afford one as a university student, she can afford one too. And just some patterned curtains, again to add more interest to the room. Although those ones did clip through, and then I struggled to find another set of curtains that looked nice. Yeah, I ended up settling for those sheer curtains, which are a default of mine. And trash can in the corner. I wanted to give her some accessories that weren't pink and white because that's the predominant color scheme of this room, of the entire apartment. And I also wanted it to be very cluttered because I thought, well, she's probably pretty busy and that's how I would end up anyways. So I kept the things around the camera clear, but everything else is cluttered and messy. And she's just basically keeping things that aren't in the view of the camera as she would when she lives in it rather than trying to put on something that looks nicer for all of her audience. And you put in more plants. I did put a lot of flowers in this build. I really like the idea of the super feminine touches in this room because I imagine Penny Pizzazz as more of a beauty blogger or fashion blogger. It's just more feminine and more it's more girly. So it's probably the girliest build I've ever made, which is odd for me because I tend to avoid doing builds that are overly pink or anything just because I don't really like overpoweringly pink rooms in real life. I have pink hair, but that's about the extent of the pink in my life. And we put on some movie prints. And I did put a lot of street art in her room because I wanted to carry through the themes of San Mushino out to, because when you look around in the fashion district, you see that there's a lot of fun colors, a lot of fun things, a lot of street art. Same with the arts district. And I thought I should carry that into her house because if she's chosen to live in the fashion district, not just for, her YouTube channel, she probably actually enjoys the fashion aspect and the art aspect of San Myshuno, which is what a lot of city living items came really nice and really clean with patterns. The Jang house is an example of that. I think it's Bako and Anya Jan. They have a really nice colored house, and it's really fun. There's a lot of colors in it, and their clothes are brightly colored, and I really like the way they look. And again, with the Get Famous pack, I ended up putting her bedroom as sort of a side to a large mirrored area. That way she could see her outfits before she went on camera, and she could take better pictures of herself. I did do mismatched end tables. I kept the suitcases that she uses originally in her apartment because I really like that as an end table, and I really like the idea that she would be traveling and unable to, put suitcases away because she doesn't live in a big place. And I really like those little candle on the sticks. I'm not sure what you would call those. I think they're really cute. More of an accessory than anything else. I ended up putting graffiti above her bed. I debated putting just prints, but again, I found that I wanted to carry the street theme out, and this pink and blue one really matched and was just enough of an accent piece to the room that didn't dominate the entire room. And because she doesn't have a separate bedroom, I ended up putting a closet area in this corner so she could get to her clothes. There's a lot of clothes. You'll notice it's clutter in this place. In the bathroom, for example, I have shirts on the counter and all that. I tried to find a place for this Get Famous outfit drawer because every time I've ever made a fashion sim, I have put that outfit rack on, but I ended up removing that and putting a little living room in that corner instead because I just couldn't find a good place for it. I ended up going back to the fur carpet because a lot of people who I know in real life who kind of have personalities like her really enjoy the fur carpets. I'm not a big fan of them in real life, but I do actually like the texture in the Sims. And you'll see there I'm finishing up the dresser area. I debated adding clutter to the ground, but ended up moving that clutter to the bathroom, which I'm starting right now, which is a subway tile bathroom. I put a lot of mirrors in this bathroom, and I also debated putting a bathtub in it, sort of as like a luxury thing that she would enjoy, but it ended up not being a big enough bathroom, and I didn't really want to reduce the size of the rest of the house in order to accommodate this bathtub because I wanted to do a vanity in the bathroom, so I wanted to have a whole set of counters. And in order to do that, the bathtub had to go, unfortunately, because I didn't think a sim would be able to get in that way, or it didn't look very good. I did try a few different showers. I ended up going with just a simple, cheap one because it is ultimately a pretty cheap apartment that she's living in. And there's the full rack of mirrors. This is more of a makeup area. I added a lot of clutter that would be doing her hair, doing her makeup, putting on perfume. She doesn't have a lot of space in the bedroom area, so I figured that I would probably move it into the bathroom, and that's what I would do if I was living alone and didn't have to worry about people, touching my stuff, taking my stuff. And this is just rest of bathroom clutter. I don't know why the toilet paper defaults that high. It always defaults all the way up there. Like any person on earth is reaching that high up for toilet paper voluntarily. And here I am looking for a little bit more art. I debated adding a poster in the bathroom, but ended up not doing that, and just putting that very simple plumb bob design there. And here's where I'm going into her internet studio. And we'll be approaching the end of the video pretty soon. The rest of it will just be me putting together her little internet studio, as well as her living room. And this build is up on the Sims 4 gallery under the hashtag probablylee, but it is a room and not a house. So when you look for it, you're going to have to search for it as a room, and there will be a missing wall in the bathroom. If you fill it in, then it becomes an apartment again, but you have to place it directly on top of the current apartment. And make sure you have the bb.move objects cheats off when you do that, or you're going to spend forever deleting her original apartment. And it's kind of expensive, But if you just have her as an NPC, I believe you can just throw that lot in there and not really worry about it because she actually earned money when I redid this renovation. I believe she earned like 1,000 simoleons. So you should be able to just place this over top of her lot. Yeah, so just adding some final clutter, and we'll just put a little bit of a living room in the corner after I'm done putting up a painting. And we'll be moving into screenshots pretty soon. So I just wanted to tell you guys thank you so much for watching. And I'm a new channel here, so if you're interested, you can feel free to subscribe. You don't have to, of course. And if you have any suggestions for builds, please let me know in the comments. I need ideas. I always need ideas. Alright, thanks guys.